happening, YouTube? It's K-Mega405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. And as promised, giving you my thoughts on all the conferences that was at E3 this year. Other than the other two that I made videos for. And the first one we kicking off with is EA. Now, I know EA has very boring shows. Last year was the worst. But this year wasn't so bad. I give it overall a C for the games that they showed and for the flow, the pace. It was not so bad. But of course, when they get to the point where they talk about FIFA, it kind of goes really long. Not Pele long like they did last year, but the game is a selling machine. It's a world phenomenon, so they got to give its credit due. And as saying with Madden sells, and Madden has gotten better. Since the last, for the last 2 years. So, Madden should get their respect as well. And then, the game that I'm really looking forward to, which won't come out until next year, is Mass Effect Andromeda. From those clips, man, they looked really, really good. I cannot wait. It's one of my favorite franchises in gaming. And then there was Titanfall 2. A lot of buzz about that. PlayStation Nation will finally get their hands on it, and then they'll stop talking shit about it because they'll like it just like PC and Xbox Nation does. I mean, the game is awesome. It's fun. It's better than Call of Duty leaps and bounds. Even with the lack of content that game had, it was still just better in my opinion. Then there was a lot of talk about Star Wars. Battlefront, pretty game, but it just didn't have a lot of content, so I'm not really caring until they show me what they're going to do. That's going to be an expansion to the Star Wars Battlefront, which I'll look forward to because I got the game, but I rarely play it. Then there was EA Originals. They were showing the indies. Really wasn't too impressed with it. One game looked like a broke man's Ori and the Blind Forest. Wasn't interested in that at all. And then, of course, the big one was Battlefield 1. They're taking my money. I'm not buying COD this year, so I'm buying the whole pack. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to individually buy anything. I'm buying every little bit of Battlefield that I can. I'm a Battlefield fan anyway, so EA is getting my money on that. But overall, the show, I give it a C. Presentation was still boring. They need a host. They need a quicker flow, but they normally go right after Microsoft, so they went first on Sunday, so they seemed like they was a little lethargic, so I don't know. I give it a C though. Now we're moving on to Bethesda. Bethesda's conference last year was awesome. It was great. One of my favorite ones of last year. And you was thinking that it was going to come with the same hype, and then when they showed Quake Champions, I was like, now they're bringing it, and then they come to find out that it's on PC. Like, oh shit, really? Yeah, so cool for PC. I got a PC, so I'll have it, but I don't know if I'll play it. So, I'd rather play it on a console. But then they was talking a lot about Fallout. They got to milk that cow. And then there was Elder Scrolls. I know a lot of people complain about Elder Scrolls. I like it, but the one cool thing I like is that they're going to expand the worlds where you can start playing with your friends. Like, I got one homeboy that's like an orc that I don't know what the hell the level is called, but like he's got platinum, gold, silver, and my character is still wearing jeans and a t-shirt and has a stick. I mean, that's how weak my level is. But I do like the game. It's different. I'm trying to get into these MMOs and not ever been really involved with them, so I like it for what it is. Then there was a little clip of Wolfenstein. Then more stuff about Doom. Then there was Skyrim Remaster. Now, I have not got into Skyrim. I have played it. I haven't even bought it, but I just didn't have time to play it at the time. So now I'll have a lot more time to jump into it and enjoy it because, wow, from what it looked like, it looked really good. PC guy says all it was just really a PC thing that they're porting over to whatever. But whatever, it looks really good, so I'm cool with it. Game that I was very much anticipating and hoping that they bring back, and they did, was Prey, but it's a reboot. I'm still happy that they brought the game because, it's been so long and I really enjoyed the game. So we'll see how it is. Now, if the graphics are anything like what they shown, I'm like, wow, I'm definitely going to enjoy it, but I didn't think Doom was going to look as good as it did, so, shout outs to Bethesda making out some really cool, pretty looking ass games. Then there was the big one, Dishonored 2. I just now started playing the first one. I never played it until just recently, and I didn't know that game was that good. Like, my friend had it, he beat it, told me it was really cool, but it's really awesome. So I cannot wait to play the second one. I need to get more into the story, but yeah, I like it. So Bethesda's conference, it gets a C minus. It, you know what I'm saying, they had some cool games, but still it was dragging out. Too much Fallout talk. You know, you should have just kept more into, you know, the games that they were showing. And then also they were showed I forgot oh no, that was it, my bad. So anyway, we're going to move on to Ubisoft now. Okay, Ubisoft has, you know, a lot of people thought that was the worst conference. I didn't think so, because I liked a lot of their games. So right off the bat, like Wildlands, you know, a lot of people clown him because the dude jumped off the bike like he was a ninja going to 60, 70 miles per hour. But damn, it's a video game. The game is cool, the concept. I love the Division. So of course I'm gonna definitely like Wildlands. It's getting into the gutter talking about drugs and shit. So I'm really down for that. You know, busting the cap in a couple of drug dealers' ass. So I'm with it. It's cool. I'm really gonna enjoy that. Then there was this game called Steep. I like SSX. This game seems like it has a cool concept, but it needs more content for me to even think about wanting to purchase it. But for what I seen, I liked it. Then there was you know, more Division updates. Like I said, I like the Division. Just Dance, I don't care. Then there was Trials, you know, of Blood Dragon, which we played Blood Dragon from the Far Cry 3. It's a dope game. Then Trials itself is a really fun game, just to waste some time with. And then there was the Star Wars game, the Star Wars VR game. It was called Bridge Crew. Now I've let my status be known that I'm not a big fan of VR games, but this game actually intrigued me, and the more I'll hear about it, the more I'll keep my ears perked up for it. But the whole thing for me is that, will I have enough people that I can trust to play this type of game with to purchase a VR headset? And I don't think that is, so I might just be talking. But it did have my attention. That was the one that did have my attention. Then there was For Honor. Now, I didn't like For Honor how it was presented last year. It was just something that I was like, okay, whatever. But then I seen that they had a story mode, which actually seemed really, really damn cool. So I just hope that they implement more people, you know, or more characters from different eras, because I just think that it would just work, like Adam as DLC, and I'll get that game, because with that story mode, it really gave it a lot of spice. So I'm cool with that. And then lastly, there was the big one, which was Watch Dogs 2 Day One purchase. I'm all about the protagonists, you know, different protagonists, things like that. I've said that before in my other videos, but just the fact it just looked fresher, just looked more entertaining, you know, so I'm all for that. So I'm going to definitely get Watch Dogs 2. So now Nintendo, like, okay, it was real quick. They only had 2 games. They had Zelda. That was Zelda Breath of the Wind. And then they had Pokemon, and like the show was so boring, so it gets an F. Zelda looked good for being on a Wii U, but it was still dated, and that was the problem. Like, Zelda deserves better treatment than that. So hopefully it looks 10 times better on the NX when they show that. Pokemon, look, I'm just gonna be honest. Pokemon is a cute little game that I would play, but it needs to be on a console. It'd be one of those games I wouldn't play in front of the homeboys, but I would play it by myself because it looks fun. You know, it just looked like a fun little game. But they always showing these little handhelds, and I know that's their biggest market, but to me it was just a boring conference. I fell asleep on it like 3 times. But anyway, my top 5 games. So for the top 5 games, there was a lot of games that I really enjoyed, but my top 5 games, number 1 is definitely Mafia 3. 2K killed it with that. Number 2, Forza Horizon 3. Horizon Zero Dawn is my 3rd one. Then there was Gears 4, and then of course number 5 is Tekken. You're probably thinking why Tekken is not number 1, because, you know, Forza Horizon 3 and then Mafia 3 just stole it. Now of course there's Battlefield 1, Timefall. There's so many other games that I enjoyed. You know, Recore, you know, the God of War game, all that. But those were the 5 that just grabbed me, and Mafia 3 just took it, you know, just was the best game overall at E3 in my opinion. But I'd like to hear your top 5. You know, leave it in the comments. You know, if you disagree about some things, of course, let it be known. This is K Mega 45. We out.